Hey everyone, and welcome back to another under $5 eShop deals video. This is basically a weekly series where we go through the Nintendo Switch eShop and pick out which are the best games we can pick up without breaking the bank. Now, just in case you're new to the channel or this series, just a quick reminder as usual that I don't go over the deals that were mentioned in last week's under $5 video. If you want to make sure you're not missing out on any games, check that video out. Some of the deals do last more than a week. Also, as usual, we're going to be doing a giveaway for a $5 eShop gift card. If you want to participate, all you need to do is leave a friendly comment in the video down below. Then all you need to do is check out the regular eShop deals video on the weekend. I announced the winner there. Last thing before we get started, don't forget that if you do like the content, best way to support the channel is hit the like button and subscribe if you aren't already. Now, the first game on our list for this week is a great one, with Lumo at 90% off for only $1.99. Now, Lumo is a great 3D puzzle platformer with a room-based design. And let me tell you that with over 400 rooms to explore, you're going to get way more than your money's worth from this game. It is an excellent pickup for this week and probably one of my top overall picks. Next on the list, we have another really original game called Seconoid at 90% off once again for only $1.99. Now, this is a really original spin on the original shoot 'em up design because rather than have tons of enemies flying at you, it once again has a puzzle-like room-based design. So if you love the old school graphics and the die-hard, really difficult play where you basically have to memorize room by heart, this is a definite excellent one to pick up for this week at only $2. Now next we have Boomerang Fu at 86% off once again for only $1.99. Now this is actually a game I talked about in our weekend video because it is a great laid back party game. And this is a game that I'm really glad to see on sale at $2 because although it is tons of fun, there isn't that much content to the game. And at the full price of $15, it feels a little bit off with some of the competition like Overcooked. But at only $2 for a game that you can pick up easily and play a few games here and there, this is an excellent price at $2. If you need any more convincing, there is a free downloadable demo. Now next, we have a returning favorite of mine, Dadish, at 80% off for only $1.99. Dadish is a very simple action platformer, but that has great level designs. It's amazing what this developer does with such a very simple concept. And what's great about this game as well is not only are the designs very attractive, but there is amazing humor that is injected into the game because basically Dadish, every time he saves one of his kids, there's a little bit of banter back and forth, and I really found it tons and tons of fun. Now next on the list, we have another game that gets mentioned a lot, Butcher, that is 80% off at only $1.99. Now this is a retro-styled, fast-paced shooter. I've said it before, this is for people that enjoy a challenge, and it is almost as if you took the Doom format and switched it to a 2D retro platformer. And basically you get an idea of how Butcher plays out. It is very gory, it is very violent, but it is all based in awesome retro design. Well, guess what? With Dadish 1 on sale this week, Dadish 2 is also on sale at 80% off for only $1.99. So if you play the first one and you enjoy it, trust me, everything I said about the first one is also true about Dadish 2. On top of it, they've thrown in a few auto-runner levels to really switch up the pace. I actually fully reviewed this game on the channel, and the only comeback I had at it was I would have actually enjoyed a few more auto-runner levels to really, once again, break up the pace even more. But once again, 50 new levels, awesome design, great game. Now next on the list, we have the Bug Butcher at 75% off for $1.99. Now if you like arcade style, shoot 'em up fun / bullet hell, the Bug Butcher is definitely your game for this week. And at only $2, especially if you have a friend to play with in co-op, this is an excellent time to pick this game up. Now, still at that $1.99 price point because it is 80% off, we have another one of my favorites. We have Q-Yo Blaster. That is basically a shoot 'em up, but in the sort of parodious style. Or if you want a more recent reference, it's sort of like the flying levels of Cuphead. Only thing, the game is much more approachable than Cuphead is. There is a level of difficulty to this game, but it never gets to that Cuphead level of really craziness. It is a bullet hell shoot 'em up, it is tons of fun, and I really love the cartoon style graphics. Now next, we have Pixboy at 60% off, once again at that $1.99 price point. Now if you love retro style 2D platformers, Pixboy is a great one to pick up. The presentation is very simple, the gameplay is very straightforward, however, it has a ton of replayability. If you want to hit basically all the objectives and everything, you're going to have to play through the game a couple of times. Not only that, but a big part of the game is actually unlocking the different visual styles, because there are tons of visual styles to unlock and to replay the game with a slightly different color variation or a slightly different definition. Now, the final game rounding off our $1.99 price point for this week, we have Inferno 2 at 60% off. Now this is one of my all-time favorite twin stick shooters on the Nintendo Switch. Number one, it is really cheap, but at the same time, the visuals are very enticing. There are RPG type progression systems that really gives you a reason to push forward in this game, and ultimately, it is just tons and tons of fun. Now next, we jump up by only a penny at $2 because it is 80% off. We have Super Fowist 2. Now, if the visual style looks familiar, this is because it's from the same developer as Dadish earlier. And this is basically in another original, I will say platformer, but it has a really original control style where it has you bouncing back and forth and you can basically fly all over the screen with a roguelite design. Yes, this is a roguelite game, but it has some beautiful cartoony graphics once again, and it has a really enticing gameplay format. At only $2, this is an amazing game to pick up for this week. Once again, I fully reviewed it on the channel and I actually gave this game a hidden gem. Now next on the list, we have another twin stick shooter, Ray Manta SE at 80% off for only $2. This one, however, has an arena style design, and the difficulty from this game will really come from that bullet hell type format with enemies coming at you from every direction on the screen. But once again, some crazy amazing visual graphics that are very enticing if you can deal with all the flashing lights. This is a great game to pick up, especially when it's only $2 for some pick 'em up fun and some shoot 'em up craziness. Now the next game on our list is going to be another top pickup for this week. That is Figment, that is 80% off at $2.59. This is a top-down action adventure / puzzle game. Very, I would say, reminiscent of a Zelda type gameplay where you basically alternate often between solving puzzles, dealing with some enemies, and basically exploring the different formats. It also has a really interesting backstory of being inside a person's mind and basically in their thoughts. And ultimately, this is a great game to pick up, especially right now at only $2.59. It is really worth your money. Now the next game on my list is one that I like to recommend on a regular basis. We have Metalold Origin that is 50% off at only $3.49. Now Metalold Origin is really going to resonate with anyone who likes a Mega Man style of gameplay, of run and gun shooting. On top of it, this game does enough originality to really flip things on its head with 3 playable characters and also a different upgrade system. Rather than beating a boss and absorbing his ability, in this you have to collect gems and basically buy your upgrades in between stages. It also means that someone who's having difficulty progressing through the game, if they play the stages enough, will eventually be able to buy upgrades and power their way through. Now for the next games, we actually jump all the way up to the $4.99 price point because it is 75% off with the Edna and Harvey series. I'm saying series because there are a couple of games, they're both on sale. We're not going to go through them individually because ultimately it is the same description for each game. These are point and click adventures with beautiful cartoony art styles. If you are a fan of those point and click basic adventures, these will definitely resonate with you. They are sort of like that Monkey Island style of design. Great games if you love those narrative-driven games. Now last on our list for this week, but definitely not least, we have the Evoland Legendary Edition at 75% off for $4.99. Now don't be fooled, this is actually a game pack, grouping together both Evoland 1 and Evoland 2. And just fair warning, Evoland 1 is fairly short and fairly straightforward. What is really great in this pack is actually the second game that really develops the whole idea behind this game, which is basically you keep playing through a RPG series, and the RPG series keeps evolving throughout the years, going from 8-bit to 16-bit to eventually all the way to a 3D action RPG, sort of like a Zelda-style gameplay. This is a really great gaming series. If you have not played it yet and you have to pick up only one game for this week, I would definitely say look at picking up Evoland. It is probably the best deal of all the games this week. So that is pretty much it for our list of great eShop deals under $5 for this week. For all of you that are regulars to the channel, I would like your feedback on the new format in the video. Do you like the fact that I'm splicing in gameplay trailers here and there throughout the list? It's a new format that I'm testing out. Obviously, I might not be able to do it for huge 80 game lists, but when the lists are a little smaller like today, it is something that I'm going to try to do more and more, if of course all of you appreciate this format. But anyway, before we go, just a quick reminder to not forget to drop your comment down below. Let me know what you think about the new format or any other friendly comment to be entered in this week's giveaway. I really want to also thank the channel supporters. Membership to the channel is now open. You can check that out down below. And as usual, just before we go, don't forget that if you did like the content, as I said earlier, please hit the like button. Think about subscribing to the channel if you aren't already and activating that notification bell so you know when all my future videos come out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.